Spencer is a fictional story that is loosely based on the real-life events of Princess Diana. The story starts on Christmas Eve of 1991, with Princess Diana Spencer driving her car. But she seems lost and has no idea where she is at the moment. She stops by a cafe to ask for directions, and the people in the cafe are surprised to see Princess Diana there. Princess Diana is parked at the roadside and is still asking for directions. The royal head chef named Darren McGrady asks her why she is driving alone without any driver or security detail. Princess Diana says that she does not know. She asks Darren if everybody is already in the palace. Darren answers that everyone is already there except the Queen. Princess Diana notices a scarecrow in a far distance. She tells Darren that her family used to live on the hill near the scarecrow, and they call the scarecrow Bertie. She adds that her father used to give his old clothes to the farmers. She continues to be mesmerized by the scarecrow, and Darren tells her that they need to go to the palace. Princess Diana says that the scarecrow is wearing her father's coat and she needs to get it. She climbs over the fence and runs across the field towards the scarecrow. When she reaches the scarecrow, she takes its coat off and runs back to her car. Back in the palace, the Queen arrives with her pet corgis. Meanwhile, the Queen's personal assistant named Major Alastair Gregory is impatiently waiting for the arrival of Princess Diana. Eventually, Princess Diana arrives at the palace and she is welcomed by Major Alastair, who asks her to sit on a scale so that he can take note of her weight. Princess Diana does not want to, but Major Alastair says that it's tradition and everyone, including the Queen herself, has already sat on the scale. The tradition is to ensure that everyone enjoyed Christmas. They should gain 3 pounds before they leave. Princess Diana sits on the scale and her sons Harry and William welcome her. Major Alastair tells Princess Diana that everyone is already in the drawing room for the sandwiches and they are waiting for her. Instead of going to the drawing room, she walks towards the bathroom and tells Alastair that she'll be there in a minute. In the bathroom, Princess Diana consoles herself by saying that this celebration is only for 3 days. Clearly, she does not want to be there. In the hallway, she comes across Maggie, the dresser of the royal family. She tells Maggie that she has a coat in her car and she needs her to fix it. In the living room, after all the presents are opened, Diana tries wearing a pearl necklace. The maids tell her that she looks good with it. Diana proceeds into telling them that her husband, Prince Charles, has also bought the same pearl necklace for his other woman, Camilla Parker Bowles. Back inside her room, she sees a book about Anne Boleyn. She proceeds into talking to her father's coat and asks if the Spencers are distant relatives of the Boleyns. She recites a poem about Anne Boleyn getting her head chopped off and how her royal husband found another wife. As she's looking at the dresses assigned for her to wear during the course of the Christmas celebration, Maggie knocks at her door. She lets Maggie enter the room and tells her that the dresses don't fit her mood. She says that she needs to wear black to contrast the pearl necklace. Maggie says that no one died, so there's no need to wear black. Maggie assists Diana in wearing her assigned dress along with the pearl necklace. Then, Maggie tells Diana that everyone in the palace has her eyes on her because they are getting concerned about her. Diana says that she notices it. Maggie tells her not to be sad about having the same pearl necklace as Camilla's, but Diana says that she doesn't care about them anymore. In the kitchen, head chef Darren tells his subordinates to make everything the best that it can be because she wants Princess Diana to want something. During dinner, everyone is eating their soup when suddenly, Diana starts having hallucinations about breaking her pearl necklace and eating its beads from her soup. Afterward, she walks toward the bathroom and tries vomiting the food that she ate. In the middle of the night, Diana sneaks to the kitchen where she eats a generous amount of food. Major Alastair enters the kitchen and asks her if she's still hungry. Diana dismisses the question and asks Alastair who he was before working for the Queen. Alastair says that he worked for the Black Watch. Diana says that he really likes watching, especially watching her. He tells Diana that he simply wants to make sure that she's alright. She says that she will be alright and asks him to leave. Since it's already midnight, Alastair greets Diana a Merry Christmas and leaves a frustrated Diana inside the kitchen. Diana walks around the palace grounds to visit her childhood home, the Park House, but the path towards it is blocked by barbed wires and she is also stopped by royal guards who thought that she was an intruder. Diana asks the guards to not report this particular encounter with her and to simply say that the guards saw a ghost instead. The guards agree and they report nothing. Diana walks back to the palace. Diana wakes up on Christmas Day and she prepares for breakfast. She hears a knock on her door from her dresser, but she sees a different dresser instead of Maggie. She asks where Maggie is, and the dresser says that Major Alastair has sent Maggie back to London. This doesn't sit well with Diana, and she tells the other dresser that she insists on having Maggie, or she won't have any other dresser at all. She immediately tells the other dresser that she's good, but she really prefers to have Maggie. During breakfast, Diana's husband Prince Charles tells her not to vomit the food she's going to eat because a lot of people have worked hard to prepare the food that they had on the table. The royal family then proceeds to the St. Mary Magdalene Church to attend their morning mass. After mass, Diana sees Camilla, who is also looking at her. A lot of journalists gather outside the church to take photographs of Diana. Back in the palace, the dresser tells Major Alastair that Princess Diana wore the wrong dress that was assigned for church day. Alastair tells her not to worry because everyone will figure out that it's Diana who chose her outfit. Later, Diana wakes up to the sound of gunshots. She peeks through her window and sees her husband Charles shooting pheasant with their son William. Afterwards, Charles meets with Diana to confront her about a lot of things. Diana tells him that William does not want to shoot yet. Charles says that William is old enough to shoot. Then, he tells her to be responsible because yesterday she arrived at the palace after the Queen. Diana defends herself, saying that she got lost because everything looks different. Diana asks Charles why he has sent Maggie away. Charles says that Maggie left the windows in her room open and that Maggie has been spreading rumors about her cracking up throughout the palace. Charles also tells Diana that being part of the royal family has a lot of responsibilities, and those responsibilities include being able to separate their private and public lives. Later that day, Diana visits Darren in the kitchen and asks her what happens to the pheasants after they have been shot. Darren says that some are given to the staff, some to the dogs, and the rest are thrown away. Diana tells him that she's been reading a book about Anne Boleyn and claims that she's seen the ghost of her yesterday. Darren tells Diana that everyone in the palace is gentle to her because they are all worried, concerned, and hoping that she survives. Diana asks Darren if he has access to wire cutters, to which he says yes. While Diana is outside the palace, Major Alastair tells her to get ready for dinner. Diana accuses him of planting the Anne Boleyn book in her room, but he denies the allegations. Back in her room, Diana meets with the dresser again to make sure that she's not switching dresses anymore. Diana proceeds into changing her clothes to the assigned one for dinner, as well as wearing her pearl necklace. After dressing, Diana asks the dresser to leave because she wants to play with herself. As soon as the dresser leaves the room, Diana grabs the wire cutter and cuts the sewn curtain into two. Then, she pinches herself with the wire cutter, causing her arm to bleed. She immediately washes the bleeding wound. One of the royal servants knocks on the door to tell her that she only has 10 minutes to prepare before dinner. Diana is now seen in the bathroom, looking defeated, with her head on the toilet bowl. She hears Maggie knock on the door, and she immediately opens it. Maggie tells her to fight them because she is her own weapon. Diana asks Maggie to stay with her. She snaps out of her hallucinations and she realizes that she's not talking to Maggie, but she's talking instead to a totally different maid. The maids escort her towards the dining room, but in the hallway, Diana runs back and tells them that she's not well, so she won't attend dinner. Diana walks away while whispering to herself that she's not well. She goes downstairs with the wire cutter in her hand and requests one of the servants to get her a coat and a flashlight. The servant provides her with these things and asks her where she is going. Diana answers that she is going home. The servant reports to Major Alastair that Princess Diana has gone outside and says that she's going home to the Pock House. Major Alastair says that if the princess wants to go home, let her be since it's what she wants. The servant understands and leaves. Diana walks towards Path House and uses the wire cutter to cut the barbed wires blocking the way. Eventually, she reaches Pock House, but the house is so old that the floorboards are already frail and creaking. She wanders around the house and she's immediately flooded by her happy childhood memories. She cries as she recalls these memories. She hallucinates by throwing herself down the stairs to end her life. She considers making these hallucinations into reality, but she is immediately stopped by another hallucination of Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn tells Diana to free herself by breaking the pearl necklace that her husband has given her and Camilla, her husband's other woman. Diana rips the pearl necklace from her neck, but she doesn't see Anne Boleyn anymore. Diana wakes up the following morning, and today is Boxing Day. She sees Maggie beside her as she wakes up. The two women decide to go to a nearby beach, where Maggie tells Diana that she has been summoned by Prince Charles back to the palace since they need someone to talk to her. She adds that Prince Charles tells her that Diana has been cutting herself again. Diana asks how Charles knew, and Maggie says that the people in the palace know everything. Diana asks Maggie if what Charles said to her is true, that Maggie has spread rumors of her cracking up. Before answering the question, Maggie confesses her love to Princess Diana, which shocks her. Diana is speechless and Maggie jokes about being her dresser. She sees her without clothes all the time. The mood lightens up and Diana seems happy. Since it is Boxing Day, the people are preparing for William's pheasant shoot in an open field. Diana and Maggie pull up on the hill, and Diana asks Maggie to park the car in the parking area of the palace and leave the keys in the glove compartment. She then tells her that she'll head back to Kensington and leaves the car. Diana walks towards the scarecrow carrying her clothes in her hands. The pheasant shooting starts and Diana slowly walks to the middle of the field, causing everyone to stop shooting. When everyone's attention is on her, she says that she will take her sons home and she won't move until her sons come to her. Prince Charles ultimately agrees to Diana's requests. William, Henry, and Diana happily run away from the field. Before leaving the palace, Diana weighs herself with her sons in her lap and sarcastically tells one of the guards that she weighs so much more because she enjoyed her stay in the palace. In the car park, Diana bids goodbye to Darren and tells him that she will miss her souffle. Diana drives away as Darren waves and Maggie peeks through one of the windows. It's also revealed that the scarecrow is now wearing Diana's clothes. Diana and her sons jam through the radio as they drive around. In the palace, Major Alistair puts back the Anne Boleyn book on the shelf. Diana goes to a KFC drive-thru and orders herself and her sons a meal. When the cashier asks for her name, she says Spencer. They eat their food in a riverside and Diana looks across the river with relief showing all over her face. The way Kristen Stewart portrayed Princess Diana was a bit haunting as she almost looks like her. The bulimia scenes were also very difficult to watch as I've struggled with bulimia as well. What did you guys think?
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.